No, it didn't. Wow, I'm surprised. So hello, YouTube. It is I, your cult leader, your cult father, your cult daddy Keronzi, back once again. And somehow, hitting the record button... Nope. Okay, it's starting to drop frames again. It went back up to 60. It was there at one point. I don't know what to do in OBS, but it's fine. Hey, we're playing some Final Fantasy against... We're gonna try and speed through this. Like, comment, subscribe. You're new here, returning viewer. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, every single one of you. I'm in those comments down below, so I'll respond to you in kind if you leave me something. I got nothing really much more to add. There's the usual links, the usual suspect, the Lore of Its Merge Door, my throne list. They help me out a ton. Any money that is raised at this point in time goes towards Hyrule Warriors, but Legend of Zelda games. Or other stuff for the stream to make life easier for me. Maybe a Switch 2, who knows. And then there is also just every sub that is acquired on Twitch goes towards the Legend of Zelda cosplay goal. So, hey, let's get on into this and get going because I'm running late and I already had a number of things to do today that I'm probably not going to be able to do. So we'll see what happens. Alright. I don't think I need to do anything with the retainers. Well, some more sales have been made. That's the main thing. Actually, I think only a small things have sold. Oh, no. The mask and the armor that I put up is sold. That's cool. I think you had something extra. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, the plan for the day was potentially unlock the 24-man. And then going on to doing job stuff. Because I actually need something to spend my Eureka tokens on, and I don't have anything to spend it on right now. I did learn something interesting about the Eureka content though, Shin.
Mm-hmm.
So there are apparently a number of macros that you can set up to automatically switch your Magia gauge, your Magia board. So you've got ones that can set it left or right at the push of a macro button.
Right.
Or ones that I think are infinitely more helpful are ones to set it to attack or defend. So it will automatically set to the either the same elements or the strong elements of your current target.
Interesting. So the macro will read what their elemental affinity is.
Yep, and it will automatically set it to, in the terms of attack, it's the one that will do the most damage. In terms of defend, it will set it to the same one so that you get your defense.
Interesting. Depends upon how deep with Eureka you want to go.
True. I'll be honest, I want... If I can, I would like to get the mount.
Oof.
But I imagine that's a lot, 'cause that's probably completing that, what, 48-man thing that you were saying?
Yeah, the massive. I think, yeah.
Hi,
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah. Hi, I got a lurk. I was just about to do lethal company with some friends for birthday celebrations. It's gonna be mayhem, and I'm not prepared mentally. I hope you are both well, and I miss you both and miss annoying you with my dumb questions. Hey, it's fine, Eskimox. Thank you for the hydrate. Hi, Wisp. How's it going? But enjoy Lethal Company, Eskimox. Okay, let's get this in. Hello, it is going good. That is good to hear. Glad to hear that, Wisp. The path of most resistance. The worried look on Alina Mawalia's face suggests she bears grave tidings, or not. Greetings and salutations, Ilya. I suppose you are wondering whether or not the good Genomus has finally determined where in the world our next adventure is to take us? The good news is, he has. The bad news, however... Now, while it is not in my nature to be sensationalist, sensationalism is in my job description, so please bear with me when I tell you not all is right aboard the airship Lexingale. Something about Alma has me deeply worried. I would not trust this information in the hands of my publisher, let alone some sullen gate guard. Shall we continue our conversation on the Prima Vista, away from inquisitive ears? How's the Keronzi? The Keronzi is doing alright. Principal Genomus claims to have learned much from his continued studies of the dry papers. Still, he appears to be frustrated at the lack of information crucial to solving the mystery. The question is, then, where exactly did Ramza and his fellowship journey next? Ah, Ilya, to what do we owe this unexpected visit? I had not planned on summoning you for another several turns of the sun. I apologize if we have caused you any worry. I suppose one cannot allow a reporter in their midst and not expect her to report on what she sees. Though I did expect a tad more discretion from Miss Moralia. Alma has, as of late, been experiencing difficulties with her health. Chirurgeons have been called to discern what exactly is that ails her, but as far as they can tell, there is nothing physically wrong with my sister. The consensus is the rigors of an extended stay in the foreign land have taken their toll on her fragile heart. Ilya, when did you... Alma! I'm fine, brother. It is obvious you are not. You must return to your chambers and rest. Forgive me. Perhaps we shall speak again once I regain my strength. Until then, please, look after my father. Now then, where were we? Ah, yes, the matter of our next expedition. As we discovered during our most recent foray into the Ester Sands, the Dalmatian capital of Rabanastra appears to lie upon the ruins of what can only be the royal capital, the royal city of Lassilia, an ancient capital of the lost kingdom of Eorzea. Shortly after, we stumbled across remnants of the legendary clockwork city of Garg, cleverly repurposed into a lighthouse overlooking the Ridarun cataract. Remnants which now sits suspended above the fathomless chasm. Lassilia, Gaug, what could they have in common, you ask? I shall tell you. They both appear in my ancestors' accounts of the rise of Eorzea, the Durai Papers. And with each new discovery, this forbidden chronicle is now proving Eorzea legends to be more facts than fairy tale. There is no denying the proof, and it is but a matter of time before scholars and historians from across the realm come to the same conclusions. But as you are aware, my aim has never been to simply prove the existence of Eorzea. No, I shall not rest until I have revealed the truth of young Rasma's role in King Delita's ascension, cleared my ancestor Oran Durai of the false accusations made against him by the Church. Should we not see to Alma first? There's something wrong. Kugane's surgeons would have us believe that she is in no immediate danger, and her illness is not one of body, but one of mind. To borrow their words, her spirit is in a state of unbalance, and merely requires time to right itself. Alma will be fine as long as she remains in bed. The last thing she needs is any further excitement, especially from the paws of those medicine mole bats. Though I must admit, both Mont Blanc and his brother have proven more useful than I would ever have dared imagine. When it comes to usefulness, I am first in the field. Or was it the furriest in the field? Would you like to feel my fur, Kupo? Oh my god. Really? No. And you wonder why Rasma despises you so, brother. They do all the work, and all you do is jest, Kupo. Ah, but you are mistaken, Herdy. I bear neither you nor your brother any ill will. Any further ill will, that is. If anything, I owe you my thanks for your recent contributions. His thanks? Are you hearing what I'm hearing? What happens to the venom-spitting adder we all used to know and hate? Alma certainly seems pleased with the change, but forgive me for not buying into all this all-too convenient transformation. He was infected by the Eorzea and probably was infected by the old Rasma? Simply showing the world that Ivalice actually existed will not validate the claims chronicled in the dry papers. That is correct, Father. The key lies with Rasma Belov. If we can find evidence of his hidden role in history, it will prove Oran's testimony true and safeguard our family name from ridicule. Which is why I turned the focus of my research to Delita's forgotten companion and his actions during the War of the Lions. It was only then that I discovered something most intriguing, an underlying struggle with an unknown force, a force with the power to bring about calamitous ruin. Orocytes. The twisted abominations we encountered in both Lesili and Gaug, the Lucavi, they are born from these unholy crystals. Oh look, yeah. It popped up and said, "Hey, you need to." You know, we were talking about the audio program. It just popped up and said, "Hey, you're not using a paid version. You should pay. If you don't pay, we're going to stop everything from working." And interrupted everything. I just had to close the pop-up window and everything went back to normal, but you know, slightly annoying. Anyway.
Yeah.
While the nobles of the north and south squabbled over Ivalice's crown, Rasma silently sought to rid the world of a darker evil. Evil manifest from the deepest desires of men and women whose minds had fallen prey to the Orocytes. And with each confrontation did Rasma's fellowship grow smaller, countless companions lost to a cause that would go unwritten. Yet was far more important than any clash of armies. And so did they endure until reaching their final destination, the Orborn Monastery. Oh, I know this one. The Orborn Monastery is where Princess Olivia was raised. There was a scene about that in the Zodiac Brave story. After Delita emerged victorious in his final campaign, he married the princess to legitimize his claim to the throne of Ivalice. Ah, I see someone has been paying attention. But I don't understand. Why would Rasmus' crusade against the Lucavi take him back there? According to the Durai papers, the sinister being who engendered the Orocytes was said to have slumbered beneath the monastery. But who, or what would have the means to create something so powerful? Ultima, the High Seraph. Ultima again? A seraph? What's a seraph? Seraphs are believed to be, by some, to be servants of the gods. Divine beings whose only purpose is to carry out the will of their immortal masters. As to whether or not Ultima can claim this title, however, I cannot say. Just as there were those who chose to worship Ultima and her otherworldly might, there were equally as many who feared the Visitor and her deadly magics, often referring to her as the Angel of Blood. for the carnage left in her wake. Uh-oh. I think we're going to lose a few Ronzies here. You're gonna have to throw out a huge batch of them.
I'm saying nothing at this point.
Interesting. What if the spell Ilya claims to have experienced in the Praetorium, coincidentally also called Ultima, was in fact an Elegian interpretation of the very magics introduced to Hydaelyn by the High Seraph? That's an interesting callback. That it could very well be, yeah. But I mean, they refer to it as the Heart of Sabik. Well, La Habrea referred to what was inside of the Ultima weapon as the Heart of Sabik.
Also, the lyrics of the Taco song, officially.
The Taco song?
Oh, you may not have encountered a version with lyric, with the choral singing.
No,
You know
probably not.
the theme for the Ultimate Weapon.
Vaguely.
There are some variants with choral singing, which the fan base have interpreted as big fat tacos.
Okay.
Officially, the lyrics are "Big Heart of Sabik."
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah, you're going to enjoy the taco song.
I'm sure I would. Have you sent it or something?
No.
No.
But we will get there.
Okay. Yeah, so what is it as introduced was Hydaelyn by the High Seraph.
I will say there is still a lot of fan speculation around Eorzea and the parts of the story that tie in with it.
Okay. So they haven't
So-
fully explored it yet.
They've
Or
not
they
wrapped it up.
there's still more questions left unanswered. Right. But that would mean... What would that mean? I have spoken with several colleagues back in Charlayan regarding their opinions on the ancient incantation, and while they yet have little to show for their research, they all agree on one thing: the manner in which Ultima ethereally manifests should not be possible, at least on Hydaelyn. So it would naturally make sense if we discovered that the Allegans learned the spell from a being not of this dimensional plane. As to exactly how they convinced the being to impart with that knowledge onto them, they probably didn't convince them. Not of this plane. What manner of creature are we talking about here? Oh, hey, Sid. Likely one similar to Omega. How long have you been listening from the shadows, my friend? Long enough. I'm here to deliver the item Mikota requested. Sid! There was no need for you to deliver it personally. A Moogle would have sufficed. A Moogle? And trust that he won't tear open the package and show it to some random adventurer? No, this is far too important. If you two do not mind, the principal was about to tell us how to find the Eorzea monastery. Would that I could. You don't know. Then what have we been doing here? At ease, Lady Moralia. The dry papers speak of a cataract situated on the river Zeshel, several leagues southeast from Rabanastra. There supposedly lies the monastery. Zeshel is not a name you'll find on any modern Dalamascan map. Rivers, however, especially ones as large as the Zeshel is established to be, are rare in a nation more than half claimed by the sand. The river we seek can only be that which bisects Golmore on the Naxian border. And for that invaluable information, we owe thanks to our brothers Moogle. Their travels have made them veritable authorities on Dalmascan geography. Wait, but earlier you claimed you didn't know where the monastery. You didn't know the monastery's whereabouts. I'm confused. Its location is not what concerns me, but perhaps the Moogles themselves should explain. Why, certainly. The verdant valley of veins and vipers to where we must voyage next is home to the Very, and therein lies our problem. The one thing the Very do not suffer is trespassers. Not even lovable Moogles, Kupo.
That's Viera.
Viera?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, the bunny race, right?
Yes.
Our glamours kept us hidden long enough to see the jungle was teeming with ruins, much like those we discovered in Leslia and Gaug, but the Viera trackers eventually found us and took us before their elders. We barely escaped with our palms, Kupo. So that is why we are still here talking, instead of bound for the border. There are Viera who have spurned the strict code of the tribes, abandoning their people to come and live in the cities of Dalmasca. Finding and recruiting one to our cause might provide us with insights into how to reach the Eorzea monastery ruins. Unfortunately, the nation's current turmoil has not made it easy to accomplish this task. We still require more time. Hey, Halapande! Before boarding the shuttle here, I was stopped by a Banga on the docks. He asked me if I knew Ilia Starrage and bid I deliver her a message. I told him he was welcome to accompany me to the Prima Vista so that he might deliver the message himself, but the man refused. Mikoto, I saw this device crafted to your exact specifications, but cannot guarantee that it will function as intended, seeing as I had nary a subject to test it on. Of course, Master Sid. If any trouble is met, then most likely it is my design that is to blame. Your confidence in my craftsmanship is flattering, but you sell yourself too short, my dear. Here's to your success. Good day.
I wonder what she's going to use that
Creating a unicorn horn for herself? How you doing, Halapande? And, yeah, totally not self-sacrifice. Something is obviously wrong with poor Alma, and why her father doesn't seem to pay her condition much mind is something we should all be wary of. You won't believe this, but since our time together in the Clockwork City, Ramza and I have grown inseparable. Why, I'd consider him a close companion, now that my good brother, Hurdy... Just don't let Hurdy know that, Kupo. Life is a bit more challenging than normally, but okay. It's unfortunate. Hopefully it gets a little more easy. A little more easier for you. Both Mont Blanc and his brother Hurdy have proved invaluable to our expedition. I owe them my thanks. And, I suppose, an apology. I admit when they first arrived I was wary of their abilities to contribute to the cause. However, over the past moons, they have done their damnedest to prove me wrong. I used to believe that we Garleans were inherently better than, well, everyone else. I suppose a part of me still does. It was what I was raised to believe. It is what all Garlean children are. Only now have I begun to realise the fool I was. Our exile has forced me to face the arrogance that has controlled me my whole life. And what I found was that I was simply frightened. Frightened of change. Frightened of admitting I was weak. And so I lashed out. I am sorry that you, Mont Blanc, Bouagi, and the others had to suffer. You know, I hope this is an actual change of heart for Ramza. But I still think he's probably been possessed by Ramza. I have no issue with Ramza's unexpected change of heart, just with how it actually came about. I fear it might be the Eorzea playing with his heart, Kupo. I sensed a surge of aether the precise moment he came into contact with the necklace, though that surge has since passed, Kupo. Well, yeah, because I mean, he came into contact with the necklace that the Banga had, right?
I think so.
That was handed down from the princess, because the other one that his sister had been handed down within the family, right? And Genomus was discussing things with... was talking to his wife, who was in the Eorzea. There's a lot of things going on. I'm going to lurk. See you around. Hey, no worries, Halapande. Thank you very much for the lurk. Enjoy your evening. And hopefully we can catch up soon. Hopefully I can get a chance to stop by one of your streams at some point soon.
You know, I just think that Ramza was visited by the
Ghosts of Christmas Past?
Googles of Christmas Past.
There is no question that Evilise once stood atop the lands we now call Dalamaska. But with the passage of time, the remnants of time have remnants of those eras past faded beyond recognition. If only the great library at Rabanastre still stood. My knowledge is limited, but if there is aught you wish to ask... none? Okay. I sense that you are interested in the package Sid delivered. I have every intention to appraise you of its contents, but first I believe we should speak of Alma's condition. Do you not find her illness all too timely? Genomus and Ramza would like to believe that her bouts of vertigo are naught but the result of a mind fatigued. But the answer is clear. It is the Eorzea that plagues her. Yeah. Alma recently confided in me that she would hear her father speaking with the Otis. Well before even his first foray into Rabanastre. However, I do not think this is entirely true. Which is not to imply that Alma is trying to deceive us. Rather, I think she saw something that led her to believe her father was conversing with the Eorzea. Moreover, I suspect that it was the Eorzea itself that granted her this vision. You recall my hypothesis on distinct frequency NRR type harmonic vibrations and their tendency to promote ethereal amplification? Or when I mentioned that despite being in the principal's possession for an extended period, the Otis exhibited none of the imprinting present in the Duma? No? The Otis has never resonated with Genomus. It has always been his wife's pendant and its Eorzea shard, the Virgo, that fueled his passion for Evilise. No, the Otis is bound to Alma's deepest desires, whatever those may be. The only reason I can fathom that Alma has not fallen victim to the Eorzea's grasp is that her desires are not as strong as those we have witnessed in both Argath or Bamgaman. That and the ethereal interference caused by other nearby shards. I've explained all this to Alma and recommended that she destroy the necklace. Yet, not only did she refuse, but she begged me to keep this revelation from her father. And so I did the only thing I could. I devised a means with which I might impede, or at least lessen, the effect of the Otis. Or Otius. This device, while still incomplete, will amplify the NRR wavelengths emitted by the Virgo. That should work to interfere with those emitted by the Otius, thereby shielding Alma from the brunt of their effect. The city below is all abuzz with the word of a Benang brigand loitering about the airship landing. Do you think it could be someone we know, Kupo? I believe it is. Waggy. It was Waggy and his companions. Perhaps they knew of the Orborn Monastery? Sky pirates are bound to have travelled the whole of Dalamaska on their many misdeeds. Apologies, Ilya, but I needed to speak with you. And you alone. Oh, don't mind me, Kupo. I'll just be floating over here in perfect earshot. Why you? What makes you think I won't lay you low right here, right now? Because we're here to offer you a proposition? That's what. We need information on the Galmore jungle, and thought a man as well travelled as you might be persuaded to provide some. Golmore? You of all creatures should know that is Viera land. What are you offering then? Why, the opportunity to tell us what you know. Genomus believes our next adventure lies beneath the jungle canopy, Kupo. I should have expected as much. Very well, Ilya. I came to ask if you would meet someone. Now that it seems that someone may be able to assist Genomus as well. seeing as you and the principal did right by us, I do not see reason why I cannot take both of you. That was far easier than I thought it would be, Kupo. Let me know when you are ready to depart for Rabanastre. We will travel in our airship. The Prima Vista would draw too much unwanted attention. Back to a life of brigandry in the clouds, are we? Of course not. Not that it didn't cross our minds, but when faced with the decisions of what to do next, we needed simply to remember the dying words of our leader. Gijuk, Renuk and I decided to re-enlist as Dalmascan Fusiliers. And the occupying Garleans actually said yes, Kupo? Not exactly. We're now with the Resistance. You no doubt heard of the uprising in Dalmasca that followed the Doman liberation, and how it was crushed under the iron heel of the 4th Legion. The Resistance leaders were captured, tortured, and publicly executed. Yet, much to the Empire's chagrin, the gruesome display only served to further rally the survivors. Remove one head and 2 grow back in its place. Remove 2 and then there are 4. A person can die, but an ideal will live on. Now there exist several factions throughout Dalmasca. We belong to one known as Elentra's Tears. Elenta's Tears. And when we told our commanding officer of our recent crossing with you and yours, she simply insisted that we introduce you. Mont Blanc? Me? But I wasn't even supposed to be here, Kupo. No, not you, Mont Blanc. Not you, Hairball. Her. Thank you, Gijuk. Thank you. Meet with the General and hear her proposal, Ilya. If you are not interested, we shall return you to Kugane unharmed. You have a... Corral, got your tongue? Rabanastre dead ahead, lads. This way. We've many miles to cover before nightfall. Oh, hello. I've done as asked. I bring you the Liberator. And here I thought she'd be taller. I'm as tall as can be! I knew it. A Vieira. I am Fran, proud daughter of Dalmasca and general of Lentis Tears. And yes, Moogle, I am a Vieira. Are you surprised? Why, yes, in fact, I am. Her kind are all supposed to be living amongst the trees, having shunned contact with the outside world, Kupo. There are supposedly a few who have left their homes, but I most certainly did not expect to see one here in this sewer. Indeed. This Banga claims you seek Oribon. Does he speak true? Those ruins lie deep within the Golmore jungle, a place most sacred to my sisters. They would take great offense were you to defile it with your presence. What is more, Bwagi tells me you travel with Garleans, openly aiding those who would see our own nation burn. How can we place our trust in one who would do such? Genomus and his family defected long ago. They are not your enemy. My blade has tasted tasted the blood of too many Garleans to count. My blade has tasted the blood of too many Garleans to count. And then you know the Empire and its people are one and the same. When you slay an Imperial soldier, you are not slaying an individual, you are slaying the enemy. Your companions, Liberator, are the enemy, despite the supposed change of heart. You misunderstand. Kind Genomus does not approve of the Emperor's warmongering. He wants to help Dalmasca and its impoverished masses, Kupo. And what would a Moogle know of my people? Does your blood run Dalmascan red? We could cut you open and find out. General, there is no need for threats. You're right, Bwagi. Let us then parley. Parley? Parley. First, the resistance requires men. Men and women from Doma and the Eorzean Alliance to join us in raiding Dalmasca, or ridding Dalmasca of its Imperial invaders. Your past deeds have made you well known to the leaders of both. They will listen to you. Or if not, they will listen to the scions to which you claim allegiance. Second, the resistance requires gold. Gold to strengthen our forces from within. Your allies are in bed with the East Arlington Trade Company, which continues its dealing with Garlemald even as you raise your sword against them, profiteering from the Empire's rampant aggression. As targets of that aggression, I believe my people are entitled to a portion of those profits. Grant me these simple things, and I shall personally guide you safely to the ruins of Orbonne. Orborn. And what of the Lexentales? See me to victory, and I'll take the Emperor himself. These are my conditions. What say you? I will deliver your request to the Scions, but can promise no more. Tell them my demands, but know the fate of your expedition hangs on how well you do so. I'd say we have our work cut out for us, Kupo. Waggy, you and the Fusiliers are to accompany the Liberator. I expect a detailed report on how my demands are received. Yes, General. Not that I expect them to be taken seriously. You're a fool to trust them, Princess. Just don't count them out too much.
So, Fran there
Yep.
is basically a near identical recreation of one of the major characters in Final Fantasy XII.
Yes, I had a feeling that was the case.
Something
Something.
why the other day I said I know Mox hasn't done these cutscenes yet,
Right.
because he'd be going on about that.
Yeah. I mean, isn't... Obviously, she's a recreation of a character from 12. But I mean, it's not the first time that they used the character called Fran, right? Because there was one in Final Fantasy IX. Essentially the Dragoon class in Final Fantasy IX. I believe her name was Fran. Though she was a rat, I think, not a bunny.
I think it was spelt slightly differently. I think it was double NE.
Maybe.
But yeah, this was released before the confirmation of the Eorzea playable race.
Yeah, I had a
Hang
feeling
on.
this is like the first introduction of them, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you remember, Uegiri
Yeah.
was kept secret.
For a very long
because they
time.
they hadn't revealed the Aura
Yeah.
at the point where they introduced her. Yeah.
Thanks,
Imagine,
Daddy.
Mox will get a kick out
Oh.
of that.
Very much so. I also missed a perfect opportunity. When she turned round and said, I thought that she would be taller, I really should have said, bitch, I'm tall enough to motorboat your tits. I'm fairly certain my character is actually that height.
That's why you went with that race, right?
I didn't realise that this race was that short. At least the female versions of them were as short as they were.
Sure.
There is a tatty in the building. True there is. Do not be put off by Lady Fran. The general is quite the has quite the edge to her, but it is only because she wants what is best for the resistance. I've finally come to accept Bagnan is gone for good, but I will never forget how he met his end. I cannot allow my hatred to consume me as it did him. The general is not too bad once you're on her good side. Only her only good side being her backside. But you didn't hear it from me. Hey, with the backside shot that we got of her, I'd be more than happy to be in that. How's it going, Taddy? Hope you're doing well. What an adventure, Kupo. Just think, by tomorrow we could all be the newest members of the Dalmascan Resistance. Not that I'm ready to give up my place on the Prima Vista just yet. But calm down, Mont Blanc. I could shit through the eye of a needle. Jesus, Tatty. Welcome to the jungle! Mont Blanc is eager to return to the Prima Vista and report on your findings. Hurry, hurry! If I don't tell someone of our adventure quick, I'll positively burst, Kupo. I am needing to put you on busy. Oh, do not disturb. Thank you. Has your thing changed? No, it hasn't. Yeah, other than that, I'm good. Good to hear. Alma was not comfortable with me using the shard of the vertigo we found in her necklace. So instead I took one from the necklace of Bagmanwar. At least you got something then. Let me tell them, Ilya. Let me, Kupo! There is no question that evil is. Once that atop the lands we now call Dalmasca. Okay, you haven't changed. Okay, something that I am. Actually, there was something there though. Question. Who is the High Seraph? There is little known of the High Seraph, other than that it was she who created the Eorzea and scattered its shard across Taiwan. As for the entity... as for if the entity be angel or demon, well, that depends on which fairy tale you choose to believe. Though after witnessing the terror of the Lucavi firsthand, it is difficult to imagine that one truly pure of heart would design something that might give rise to such evil. That said, it appears the Eorzea itself contains no evil. The stones merely serve as an amplifier of sorts for the desires of those who come into their possession. If that desire is one swollen fat with rage, one of dominance or revenge, then it is made manifest as a Lucavi, such as with the case with Argath and Bagamnon. Conversely, if the wielder's intentions are just, then they are rewarded with what can only be described as miracles. Legends provides us with countless tales of the Zodiac Braves granting succor to those wounded, or even fallen in battle. Perhaps that is why history cannot decide on the alignment of the stone's creator. If the being truly hails from some other plane of existence, as Mikoto suggested, then we would be fools to think she might be beholden to the same values we hold dear. Okay, yeah, they're not changing their texts. Where have you been? In Rabat Nastre? With Mont Blanc? Why didn't you tell me? How am I supposed to report on something if I'm not that seer? This woman asks much of us. The Vera have ever been wary of outsiders. For centuries, their many tribes have remained hidden in the jungles, content with the self-imposed solitude. Each tribe has its own strict code and will meet swift punishments to any who would defy these laws. As such, many a Vera will spend her entire life bound to the territory of her ancestors, both unwilling and unable to venture beyond its borders. And while the tribes are wholly independent, they have agreed to uphold a single standard: shun all contact with the outside world unless it is to protect the jungle. That said, with every generation there are those Viera who long for a life beyond the verdant sea of trees and abandon their tribes to start a new life in the kingdom's cities. My guess is that this Fran is one such individual, who also happens to be the only individual we know who can guide us to the monastery, Kupo. It seems Ilya's sword arm won't be enough to see us through this predicament. She'll need to don the right mantle of a diplomat if we are to convince the alliances in the East Arlington Trade Company to grant us aid. What could go wrong? Everything. Hancock. Yes. I know you said you could not call. I know you said not to call unless it was urgent, but is it urgent? All right, not exactly, but my superiors have come to a decision on your request, and I thought you might want to hear what they had to say. Oh, and let me preempt any request for immediate disclosure with a reminder that this information is much too sensitive to discuss over link pearl. Meet me at the Ruby Bazaar post haste, and I shall duly appraise you of their judgments. What's the betting that Liquid Snake. It is Lolorito. Yeah. Yeah, what's the betting that Lolorito is actually going to be there in person to deliver this message? Well then, Ilya, what are we waiting for? It saddens me that I cannot be of any aid. You have every right to think me weak, Ilya. For I am. At least now, I might admit it. A trip to the Ruby Bazaar? Will there be refreshments? No. Well, then count me out, Kupo. I pray for your success, Ilya. Not because I'm a man of religious tendencies, mind you. It simply feels like the proper thing to do in these sorts of situations. Has my brother been behaving? And here I ask this already knowing the answer, Kupo. I've read about how you united the whole of Eorzea under a single standard and convinced the Holy See to end a 1,000-year conflict. Compared to that, asking for a few soldiers and a coffer or three of gil should be a piece of Rolandberry cake. I suppose we should inform Bwagi down at Kugane Landing of our progress. You mentioned he was to keep an eye on us. Eskimox, I'm not sure if you can hear me, But I thought you were meant to be playing Lethal Company, not golf with friends. I've informed Waggy of our situation. We are ready to make for the Ruby Bazaar when you are. Okay, that's the same. So you've an answer from the East Arlington already? Impressive. It would seem the Lady Fran has underestimated your influence among the realm's players. I assume you have no objection to me joining you then? Not really, seeing as you have invited yourself. The Ruby Bazaar. Whenever you're ready, Ilya. Hancock awaits us in the bazaar. Shall we, Ilya? A lovely lady and a manga? And here I was expecting you to be alone, Ilya. But excuse my manners. I am Hancock, representative of the East Arlington Trade Company, assigned to oversee her assets here in Kugane. It is a pleasure to meet you. Oh! And I am Yugiri. We apologize for making you come all this way. Was not expecting Yugiri and Tartaru. And that is far from the landing too. The Bwagi, was it? I serve Lord Hien, rightful ruler of Doma. I have come bearing my lord's reply to your entreaty. And I am Tartaru Taru of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I am here seeing as no one else could be... I'm here seeing as no one else could be bothered? Well, that's a to bear a message from the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance. What do you mean no one else could be bothered? Tartaru, I don't really think you should be saying that. Have you been drinking? Your cheeks are a little rosy.
It's Tataru. Of course she's been drinking.
Thank you both for coming. I am Bwagi, formerly of the Dalmascan Royal Fusiliers. I now claim allegiance to Alenta's Tears, a resistance group seeking to accomplish what you have in Doma and Alamigo. What tidings have you brought us? Allow me to begin, then. While the East Arlington Trading Company sympathizes with your plight, we are not in a position to grant you the funding you seek. That's to be expected. As you are aware, the East Arlington Trade Company prides itself in its neutrality, be it in matters political or personal. And what of our relationship with the Eorzean Alliance? Yes. What I meant to say was, here in Hinagashi, the East Arlington Trade Company prides itself on its neutrality, be it in matters political and, you must understand our position. Simply supplying coin to any one group would make it appear that we somehow favor that group over another. Seeing as we conduct business openly and fairly with everyone, doing such would be sending the wrong message and ultimately harm profits. Yes. And by selling to both sides, you maximize profits, while good men and women perish. How convenient. We are a business, milady. We do what we must to survive. That does not mean, however, we are blind to the needs of our customers or our allies. Which is why we support the Eorzean Alliance in their noble efforts to safeguard their realm's freedom through a mutually beneficial arrangement. If it were my choice, I would provide your little resistance with all the funding it needs. But as my good friend Ilya knows all too well, it is not my choice. Well, now that Hancock's thoroughly lowered your spirits, you won't be as crestfallen when I inform you the Eorzean Alliance will also be unable to provide any assistance. And let me guess, you did everything in your power to try and convince the leaders of each city-state, only to watch as they politely decline our proposal, claiming an unfortunate lack of intelligence or resources. Wait, how did you... Lord Hien sends his greetings to you and yours, and under normal circumstances we would welcome allies still suffering under the imperial yoke. However, word has it that the latest attempt at reclaiming your kingdom ended in failure, resulting in the loss of countless lives, including many of the resistance leaders. You are not mistaken. Our army is not what it once was. Those remaining have been forced to take refuge deep beneath the streets of Rabanastra. The 4th Legion has already defeated you once. Lacking unity and leadership, the current resistance will not survive another tilt against the Empire's disciplined ranks. If Doma is to join with Dalmasca as an ally, you must first prove to us that you stand as one. Doma as a fully fledged ally would serve far better to strengthen our cause than a few temporary soldiers. Yet, even if we were able to wrest Dalmasca from the Empire's grasp, without unity among your people, the resulting chaos could prove even more perilous to the kingdom. You understand much of our situation. And based on that understanding, you would refuse to aid your aid to Alenta's tears, am I correct? Do not mistake me. Lord Hien's refusal is but a message to help you plan your next step. You have a wise master. He understands that without proper planning, driving one's enemy from your midst simply creates room for the next. Lady Fran will no doubt be pleased to hear that your responses was exactly what she expected. You knew this whole time that your demands would be rejected, yet still you let this farce play out? You have my apologies, but this was all necessary to prove an important point to our leader. Lady Fran needed to show the princess just exactly what she was getting herself into. And your honesty today will serve us better than any hollow promise. Thank you. Wait, what about the Golmore jungle? Can you believe this? We're right back where we started. Principal Genomus will not be pleased. Hmm. There's one closer. Looks like I might not be able to get any job quests done today.
I did say these were long.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was aware. But this is, I think this is more important than doing the job stuff. Because I don't need the heirloom equipment and everything like that right away, because we're going to need a lot more than what we've currently got of the protein crystals and the animus crystals. So I have some time for that kind of grind if we're going to go down that path. But unlocking this, at least it's another thing off the list, right?
Yep.
If it is as you say, it is most unfortunate. But I suppose we did everything in our power, and that is all one could ask. I still do not understand. Why would Lady Fran send Ilya out on this wild pizza chase? If she knew from the start, it would be for naught. Bawagi mentioned something about Fran proving a point to their leader, whoever that may be. People in positions of power can prove both naive and stubborn creatures. Simply telling a leader she is wrong may not convince her of the fact. Seeing one's own plan fail, however, is oft the best medicine. Naive and stubborn? Then the resistance is doomed. Not necessarily. If a person is imposing... If a person as imposing as Fran is taking orders from her, then chances are this leader is even worse, Coupeau. No, Montblanc, you've got it all wrong. She's about to walk in the door. I would not be so certain, Montblanc. My guess is that the individual in question is still quite young and inexperienced, and that Lady Fran is trying to teach her to be an effective leader through example. By allowing her to make her own mistakes, Fran is granting her the ability to learn and grow from them, an experience that will ultimately benefit her when the time comes to make some truly difficult decisions. Now I seem to recall reading that one of the many faces of the resistance before the recent quelling was a young girl of royal blood. Do you suppose? You may cease with your baseless presumptions, defector. The door was open. And you would be? I would be here on orders of the leader of Lenter's Tears, Against my better judgment, mind you. Greetings. Lady Fran, I presume. I am Genomis Sen Alexatale, principal of the Majestic Theatre Company. You and your colleagues are most welcome on the Prima Vista. And what is it your leader would have of us? While you failed in meeting every single, even a single of our demands, he recognizes that you were sincere in your attempt to see them fulfilled, and for that effort you are to be compensated. This is most generous. The ruins which you seek are hidden behind a waterfall here, a point roughly equidistant from the river's source and its delta. You have our thanks, Lady Fran. We will not forget this kindness. Father, I shall plot a course immediately. Ramza, what is going on here? Elma, you should be in bed. I've slept enough, brother. Tell me, who are our guests? It appears you once again prepare to leap into dangers more. Keep your wits about you, Ilya. Lady Fran is strong. But then again, so was Bang Nam. Ah, if you'll excuse me. Yeah, careful. Are you mad? A trip to the surface in your condition? Listen to me, brother. The High Seraph beckons. She speaks to me through the Otius. The what? There is no need to worry. Mikoto and I have already devised a plan. I can help clear our family name. The Charlayan has no say in this. I am your father, and I insist you remain here on the airship. What would your mother say if I allowed aught to befall you? Mother? Is that what all this is about? That is what this is all about, isn't it? What has always been about? You care not about Ivalice or the Auran name. No, you only seek to use the Auracite to bring Mother back. But you haven't been able to do that. You still do not understand how exactly it is that the shards translate one's desires into reality. That is where I can help. I can ask the High Seraph. It is she who created the Auracites. Ultima has bid me come to her palace, to her place of imprisonment. If we free her, she will reveal to us, unto us, the secrets of her creations. That's too easy. Do you hear what you are saying, Alma? Even if there was the slightest chance of bringing Mother back, we cannot risk your life in doing so. Your brother is right. We have sacrificed too much already. I cannot bear the thought of losing you, either of you. It is too late! Uh-oh. I'm so lonely, Father. Why must you love Ramza more than you do me? Do not be coins by your daughter's word, for they are not her own. Uh-oh. Help me, Brahms. Alma! No. No! Gods forfend. I told you. No one can control the power within those shards. No one. Ilya. Here, take this. It might be the only thing that can save Alma, but we must hurry to the monastery. Come. We leave for the Golmore jungle now. I told her. I told her this was a mistake, and now look what has happened. If you were wise, you'd toss all the remaining shards into the Hell's Lid and cut your losses. But you've no more wisdom than Bag-Ganam. And that's why the High Seraph has already won. Was the power I sensed beyond the rift, was that the High Seraph? I think we saw enough to prove Ultima is no angel, Kupo. But if she's not, then what is she? I have good news and bad news, Ilya. The bad news is that it appears the High Seraph was able to employ the Otius as a catalyst to propel her magics beyond whatever seal she is trapped behind. The good news is, this means my device should function as intended. Its design is based off of one of Moonbreather's. It reproduces the logic behind her etheric siphon into a means of disrupting Aether Throw by reversing common wavelengths and... Moonbreather name drop! And let's just say it's already been calibrated to match the energies emitted by the Otius. As long as Ultima continues to wield the Otius, we should be able to interfere. But it only works if we can find Alma, which is why we must make haste. What do we do? What do we do? We cannot just leave poor Alma to become one of those monsters, Kupo. I cannot believe what I just witnessed. I won't believe it. I won't. There. It didn't happen. No, it did, Lena. I've been such a fool. And now I've lost my daughter. Will you ever forgive me, Tia? Have I your permission to depart, Ilya? Every moment we tarry, my sister, she... Of course, Ramsar. Then hold on. I've set the engines to full speed. That's full speed?
Big shit.
Yeah, it's probably got big engines.
This little thing in physics called momentum.
Welcome to the land of my people. 'Twould be a poor lie if I said I did not miss it some. Alma! Ramsar, help me. Alma! Be gone! Alma! Ramza! Blood of the invokers, fulfill the ancient covenant, and grant unto me the vessel promised. Whoa! What just? I'm just as shocked as you there, Lena. Waggy, to me. The girl is not well. Might I suggest we continue this back at the Prima Vista, Kupo? Have you the courage to face true evil? What are you gawping at? The ship is this way, Kupo. Was not expecting that. And our man over here is still doing squats. Yeah, I've got to speak to him just to see what he's got to say on all of this. That was ring it. You have returned with armor. What a wait, is there someone missing? Yes. More than a dozo in a rut, yet powerless to save Ramza from a fate worse than a prop building. If my muscles cannot prevent such misfortune, then pray. What are they good for? I can't speak with armor. Poor Ramza, whisk away from under our very whiskers. What poor companions we make, Kupo. A poor companion would be one who sat around and whimpering while others worked to find a solution for to their troubles, Kupo. We must act for Ramza, for Dalmasca. Poor Ramza. Oh wait. Okay, no. They both were having a conversation there. Alright. First Alma and now Ramza. What does this Ultima want? Quite clearly she wants a vessel. And it's got to be a blood of, like, one of the heroes that imprisoned her, from the sounds of things. It doesn't really matter whether it was Alma or Ramza, but Alma was probably her preferred vessel. The device should have worked. Is Ramza gone because of an error in my calculations? I will not see the same fate that befell Ganam fall to befell young Ramza. We must do something, and quick. If a magic rift was necessary to seize Ramza, then it is quite possible that Ultima is still capable of travelling beyond the bounds of the Orbon Monastery. However, if Aurasight is all the High Seraph requires to do so, then we are in grave danger. Now Ramza is gone? Oh, dearest Tia, what have I done? What have I done? The City of Lost Angels. We're going to Los Angeles?
Guess not.
Yeah, right now probably not, no. We might get mistaken. Geonomus is crestfallen at the thought that he might never see his son again. See if there's what you can do to put his mind at ease. We need to do something. But what recourse is left to us? The only means we had of protecting ourselves could not even prevent my son from... I'm sorry, Genomus. My design was flawed. Not necessarily, Charlayan. We all saw how it succeeded in drawing Alma back from the rift and shattered the Otius. The loss of the boy is not yours to bear. Our focus here should not be on our failures, but what we have learned from them. The being beyond the rift. It spoke before claiming Ramza. It referred to you as the blood of its invokers. Could it be your ancestors are responsible for Ultima's summoning? Most certainly not. I have discovered no such inference anywhere in the dry papers. Besides, tales of the High Seraph existed far before even the earliest of Evilesian legends. Then, who exactly did summon Ultima, and why does she think them your kin? Look! I have a bad feeling about this, Kupo. Oh! Hey! Echo kick in. Echo powers activate. Ramza? Dead? You lie about as well as you carry yourself in battle, Uran. I did not say he was dead, my Lord Deleter, merely that he had abandoned his mortal vassal, entrusting his ethereal soul to the Auracite. But why would he do such a thing? Peace has finally come to Ivalice. There is naught to be had from further sacrifice. The kingdom is won, and this victory is as much his as it is mine. He risked life and limb to shield me from the dark that would have seen me perish. Without him, I would not be standing here before you. It is my duty as both king and colleague to see him saved. Knight to me, we ride for Orban. Wait, my lord, wait. Ajora Gal Mados, the first of the Zodiac Braves, was not the hero the Church would have you believe. He betrayed Mother Hydaelyn for the promise of coin and power, summoning forth a terrible evil from the depths of the celestial abyss. It was believed only one of the land's chosen, only a warrior of light, might stand against this threat. Yet, while victorious in battle, Ramza was unable to see the darkness vanquished. If failure was all that awaited our warrior of light, then what chance do you presume any other might stand? Are you saying I should do nothing then? No, my lord. Ramza is. My brother's final wish before he surrendered to the Aether was that his name be struck from the annals of history. Alma, you're unhurt, but I was led to believe that none but Oran returned from Orban. And what is this you speak of your brother's wishes? When it became apparent that we were powerless to truly defeat the High Seraph, we chose the only path left to us, to do what Hydaelyn herself did countless centuries past, imprison Ultima. And, as you are aware, my lord, a prison is only as strong as the seal on its gates. Ramza sacrificed his body to ensure that the Angel of Blood would never again walk the land. And he believed that if people knew of this sacrifice, it would only inspire them to seek out the holy stones and repeat the mistakes of those come before. If you truly avouch yourself his friend, then you will honor his final plea. No, Ramza should not be forgotten. He should be raised up as a hero for his deeds, and claim his rightful place at my side. Only he might be my knight gallant. He is gone, my lord. Before Ramza was your friend, before he was my brother, he was a warrior of light. He did what he did. He did what he did for Hydaelyn, and for those who would one day too heed the crystal's call. Claim the throne, my friend. Become ruler of Ivalice and restore peace to this war-torn realm once and for all. Wait, Ramza, don't leave me. Please, I beg of you. You will make a fine and just king, Delita. See you do not stray from that path. Ramza. The stones in these two necklaces. The stones in these two necklaces. Are you certain they will guide the heroes of a new era to Ramza? It was what Ramza wished, my lord. Oran, I do not believe I can bear another farewell this day. Will you not reconsider my offer to remain a member of my court? It is but a matter of time before the Cardinal and his temple knights grow wise to my past. I would not have my presence here implicate you as well. Ramza beseeched me strike his name from history, but like you, my lord, I could not bear the thoughts of future generations blind to the truth. As such, I penned this chronicle as a hero's journal, a chronicle of the hero's journeys. I fear the world, however, is not ready for the gospel contained within these pages, nor would the church ever allow its circulation. In fact, I believe they will confiscate every existing copy and lock them away in their library. And what better way for the words to remain forever preserved than in one of the most highly guarded vaults in all the realm? Then, one day, when the church has fallen out of favour, the chronicle will be discovered and the truth shall prevail. I must admit, your plan is intriguing. Oran, But once the church learns it was you who penned the chronicle, your life... Yeah, I was already suspecting that basically the reason why they are the blood is because that family line co-merged. And as to why is they're the ones that they are the ancestors that sealed them. I was right. I called it. Let's go. I mean, to be honest, the plot was hinting that way anyway. Very, very heavily. Ilya. It was the echo, wasn't it? The removal of Ramza's name from the history books, the dry papers, the pendants, it was all set in motion by Oran himself? And if the Liberator's visions are to be taken as fact, it also appears we now know what the High Seraph meant by blood of my invoker. Yeah, the people that imprisoned them. She was not speaking of ancestors in the sense of actual kin, but the line of those chosen by Hydaelyn to serve her as warriors of light. But then why abduct Ramza, or even Alma, unless there is something you haven't been telling us? She was using us to lure Ilya. It is her vessel the High Seraph desires. Oh, sweet! I'm getting invaded! It is my turn to be defiled by that which I defile!
Why are you so excited about that, Thor?
Hey, look. I'm fine with it. Kinda.
You have some issues, man.
Matron's teats. Alma, how long have you been awake? The entire time? I've been a fool. I told our leader that it did not matter if our request for aid was refused, for I had an alternative ploy. General, you're going to use the Seraph. It's alright, Waggy. My intention was to claim one of these aura sites in the name of the Resistance and use its power to lay waste to the Garlean occupants. Only now do I realize how flawed my ambitions were. Yeah, I had a feeling that's probably what you were hinting at. You mean this whole time you were playing us for fools? Why didn't we see it earlier? Never trust a woman with ears longer than mine, I always say. Oh, so you don't trust any Elzians either? Okay. Or Ura. Technically, my horns, my ears, I think. You've every right to be angry, and I apologize for misleading you. But believe me, I no longer have any desire to deceive you and yours. I shall see you to the Orborn Monastery, and ask naught in return but that you let me join you in your rescue of Ramza. Do not misunderstand me. I do not do this for any one of you. I do it for my people in both Gelmor and Rabanastre. People who may die if this High Seraph is allowed to return to power. I mean, very pragmatic of you, but yes.
It's not like she wants to help or anything.
Yeah.
But,
Alright, well, the thing is open. Great. So we can now just queue. That's fine. You're right, dear brother. We must do something. Might you have any suggestions, Kupo? We must do what we Moogles do best. Dance! Dance, I say! Hi, Seraph. Ha. You defeated tougher opponents on both Arnlard and Orthard. Ultima will rue the day she rose up against the one and only warrior of light. She will, won't she, Ilya? If your visions are true, then not even the Zodiac Braves, warriors of light themselves, could defeat the High Seraph. Are you certain we should not just allow Ramza's seal to endure? No, that would mean abandoning Ramza. But then, what options are left us? This is all my fault. I was convinced it was Ramza and my father who were, bedeviled by the Aura Sight, when in fact it was me all along. You're wrong, Alma. The Aura Sight held no power over you. It never did. Your concerns for your families were justified, for they allowed the desires to cloud their own judgment. You needn't blame yourself for matters beyond your control. But what of Ramza? He's gone because he tried to save me. Please, Ilya, you must bring back my brother. I don't know what I would do if I lost him too.
enjoy a happier, less spiteful life.
True. Oh, okay, you haven't changed your line. It was never my intention to deceive you. Alright. It was not until it was. But you must understand that I was only thinking of my people. I have not once held you as an enemy. Only as an obstacle. Okay. And now that I know that's to be false, I hope we can work together to save this land from a terrible evil that draws ever nearer. It pains me as a father that I am powerless to save my own son. Ilya, I have asked much of you these past moons, but naught is more important than what I ask you now. Please, find Ramza. I'm curious. Records found in... Oh, is this... Oh, is this basically I can then use these to recall the things that they were saying in prior quests? Those storage nodes?
I don't know.
And just when the boy began to return to normal, caring self... Oh, Ramza, I do hope you're on. When we met in Garlemald, the young Lexatel never spoke ill of others, and most certainly not of his sister. It wasn't until arriving in Kugane that his temperament began to change, and not for the better. He began lashing out at everyone and everything, and anything that was different. His life in the Empire had not prepared him for what awaited on the outside, and the exile left him stripped of an identity which he still held much pride. His frustration and concern was expected of someone so young. Ilya, I ask you to look past Ramza's transgressions, for they are but the product of his youth. He is a good child, and does not deserve the fate that he's been dealt. Please, you must find him. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to see what this is then, because this is interesting. Yeah. Let's from the Koto. The Aurosite, the Otius, the Duma. Yes, it is. Okay, so that's fine. City of Cloak, what is Yerzamat? Who was your late wife, Tia? What is so special about Tia's necklace? Yeah, so it's basically a way that you can re-listen to the lore.
Yeah. Okay. don't recall seeing those at the time I first did this.
They may have been added at
But-
post.
Mm.
Alright. YouTube, we're going to take a very quick break because I need a bio break. So we'll be back in a second. YouTube, we're back. Alright. What time is it? It is 10. What's the likelihood we could? Do you want to do some cues?
I am not sure I'm up for that.
That's fine.
The after effects of starting work at 7 AM are
Catching up with you.
certainly kicking.
That's fair. May reach out to Smiley, and if I've got a chance over the weekend, see if he wants to do some stuff. I would like to try and get a book done.
Just to keep the demon child off your back.
Yeah. At the very least, then what I'll do is I'll just do some hunts. Do you want to help me hunt down one of my veteran marks? If we can find it if I can find it easily. Good, that one. If you're even on, still.
I'm on.
Are you on your server?
No. But it's whether or not my my brain can actually process combat.
Do you just have to stand there and hit things? It's fine. I will point you in the direction of said target. First things first. I need to get more things. Do you want to meet me in... Is it Raven's Roost? No. Falcon's Reach. Falcon's Nest, sorry.
Falco Punch.
Falco's Pants, yes. Let me see. Let's see. Actually, hang on. I can use the thing, right? No, it's not you. It's on you. What's this? Thalup. Go on for loop, you can work. Or not. This is so unstable. Right, okay, now it's working. Oh wow, it's got a load of... It's got a load of spawn points. But it looks like it's all on the left-hand side of the map, and a lot of them are over in twin pools. That's fine. Oh, well. Someone killed... someone completed the Foxy Lady. Today. Alright. I mean, there's no guarantee that he's even going to spawn, but I know that I got some things over there. To the southwest. Oh, here it is. Hey, that was quick. That is what needs hitting in the face. It has been successfully dealt with. Thank you very much.
Super Saiyan Blue is overpowered.
You do Vegeta proud.
Hmm? Apparently I can't follow myself.
That would just have you go in a circle, wouldn't it?
Apparently it's not a valid target name when it's yourself.
What do you say? Oh, hey. Well, I mean, two birds with one stone, right?
Where even are you?
I'm below you. Oh, you're standing out there and shielding. Ah! Someone else is here helping. There's a very good dragon. We might end up with... there's a very good chance we might end up with a dragon.
Dragon?
Yeah, so that entire thing, reading the description, it was saying we had to kill a load of those to lure out a dragon. But it looks like that hasn't done anything. Eh. Not that it really mattered. I don't even really know what I'm looking for to fight at the moment. Should probably look at the thing. Yeah, Ice Commanders, that'll do.
You have to obey them.
They're giving out the orders of fun.
Yes.
Actually, I know what I should do. I should probably advance some of the society quests. Because I haven't done that in a bit. At the very least, then that'll allow me to round out the session.
I may leave you to that then.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'll probably... Yeah, I'll unlock 2 of them, because at least then that should give me double quests for the day. That I can then complete before the rollover.
Fair enough.
And I might look and see if I can unlock the Moogle ones. I just gotta find...
Sure your sanity can take it.
I don't think it can, but...
I mean,
we'll see.
We're talking Moogles.
True. True. First things I should do is I need to offload some things from my inventory. So to Idleshire. Fine, we'll go as a culinarian.
Right. Well, I will leave you to it.
Okie dokie.
And I'm going to go to sleep.
Alright. Well, sleep well, and if I don't speak to you over the weekend, I'll speak to you on Monday.
Aye. Enjoy. I can't 100% promise my availability, but if you are doing stuff over the weekend, drop me a message.
Sure.
And if I am about, I can probably come and join.
Sure, sure. Yeah, if I'm doing anything, I will let you know.
Cool. All right, well, have fun.
All right. Thank you.
I'll catch you soon.
Yep, take it easy. Welcome, Ilya, welcome. This hall has regained some of its former liveliness, and it is in no small part due to your efforts. Now I'm just going to give you a load of fermented juice. In other words, alcohol. A marvelous fragrance. This produce of the produce of this land is ideal for brewing a fine spirit, one that shan't punish revelers the morrow after. Such a beverage is certain to win over our patrons. Now then, let me examine examine it by the light. By a Zim! The quality is transcendent. The manifestation of an ideal I did not think existed. You, my friend, are a miracle worker. By a Zim. That's a giveaway. You are not of this land. Yes, I'm kind of doing this so I can reduce the amount of gear that I've got in my armory caches. What I need to do is... Ooh, okay, his friendship is almost full. Wow. Okay. A marvelous freight. Okay, yeah, sure. Thanks to you, our very own house spirit is now ready to be served. I must confess to feeling somewhat nervous, as if I was sending my child into his first battle. Not that I have any children, of course. Glad tidings, my friend. Our house spirit is enjoying an unprecedented popularity. Mapopo is beside herself with joy. At long last, we made it. Gods, please let him be here. Bye. He will be. He must be. After all that we've been through. Olga? Telebong? What are you two doing here? That voice. It could only be... Chief, it's you. It's really you. Ilya, I believe you can be trusted with my secrets. Be not astonished, but the chief was once poised to become Khan. Not just any Khan, mind you, but that of the largest tribe in all the steppe. The Adakin. But with great standing comes great risk. And after 8 assassination attempts and 4 sham marriages, he abruptly disappeared with nary a word. We too are sworn to serve the chief till death. Thus did we set out in search of him. First we scoured the length and breadth of the steppe, but when we failed to find him there, we decided to venture further afield. And after a grueling journey, during which we were runaways, stowaways, and castaways in turn, we finally arrived here. How can this be? How can you learn the truth of my illustrious identity and not be surprised? Impressed? Yeah. I have no pride to probably well. I met your brother on the steppe. You met my brother? And he's searching for me, you say? That is not wholly unexpected. Yeah, and I'm the Khan. I won the battle. Now you two. How did you know to find me here? Well, Chief, many adventurers come through Reunion these days. Though through them we heard tell of a tavern far to the west. Imagine our surprise when we learned that the proprietor was a man named Adikakra. Adikra. Ugh. That my whereabouts should be exposed in such a manner. Well, 'tis unlikely that any would-be assassins would follow me all the way, all this way. We did have one doubt, however. If you'd go so far as to conceal your face, why in the world would you go by your true name? That is true. And lo and behold, it really was you. We're quite baffled, to be honest. Such trifling details aside, you must not tell the others of this. It would not do to cause unnecessary concern. Let's go. Yeah, so in the last cutscene, he did let slip that he was to be Khan, so he let slip a part of his history. Yeah. Adhikar is delighted with your efforts. He now considers you a supporter of the Hard Place. And yet there is still much work to be done if the Hard Place is to not only survive, but thrive as well. To that end, Adhikar has a new favour to ask of you. For as long as we can remember, the Chief has always hidden his true identity to others. It's unheard of him to trust an outsider. Ilya has earned my trust thrice over. It is by virtue of her help that this tavern still exists. And if you two mean to remain here, then I expect you to make a contribution as well. Well then, Chief, I have an idea. A new type of booze invented by the mole has been popular of late. With your permission, we'll return to the step and learn the secrets of its making. Ah, yes. The one with the new filling? While we're there, we can gather the ingredients so we can make it here. Oh, and worry not, Chief. We'll take care not to be seen by our tribesmen. Well, the idea is sound. I have my doubts about their ability to carry it out. I'd feel much more at ease if you were to assist them. Hey, like, we're tight with the mole, it's fine. Dependable as always. We are so close to becoming profitable again. Let us not lose our momentum. Go forth, my friend, and bring us the ingredients for making this new booze. The custom delivery has been updated. New delivery. Interesting. Was not expecting this. Many thanks for your many deliveries, my friend. Truly, you're as skilled at what you do, and truly, I have a keen eye for skill. Oh, this is the week, the completion week. Okay, I can't do it, but it's signature Buzz cookware, strong step spice, and chakrafish. Ooh, I am almost full on tokens. I'm gonna have to spend some soon. But that's fine, I probably won't do anything more for that. Right. So, with that, I would like to continue the Overmind. Is it the Overmind? I forget what they call themselves. But we'll continue this one. Yeah, I might as well do it as my white mage as I'm trying to level that up to 70. Vath, that's it. Your enemy and mine. The Vath Death Arm is trying very hard to stand still. Click, click. Where am I? Who am I? Oh no. Fooled you, master. Click, click, click. What a strange feeling to say that to someone so trusting. Is this what it means to deceive? I felt thrill and guilt at the same time. But fooling aside, I wanted to tell you my thoughts, a daring thought. I cannot do it without your help. You know our walls are made of clay, yes? They require constant tending. Layers upon layers must be slathered over time. The walls of our hive have not hardened like steel, like Aloth Astganath. The thin walls mean thin defenses. We succeeded in stealing stockpiles from deep within Lost Astganath until they became aware of our bold ventures. Now we no longer wish to live as their parasites. We must find our own beds. So we listened to the one mind and followed. They seem to have found other beds of clay in a domain even more dangerous, near the dragon tower. Too dangerous for them to take. My thought was we could try asking the dragon for permission to extract the clay ourselves. The thought was too daring, much too daring. I did not consider it at first, knowing the dragons are at war with the Gnath. Oh, the Nath. While the non-mind take care to avoid senseless bloodshed, we are not entirely guiltless. Not guiltless, yes. We kill dragons too. Travelling to the Dragon Tower on my own would mean certain death. They would surely take me as an enemy. But I remembered something I heard in my travels. Master, you have spoken to the dragons before, yes? You could escort me to them to ask for permission? Should I succeed in my quest, we can wean ourselves from Lost Astganath entirely. Sustain ourselves. It is worth a try. I will prepare for this daring quest. Oh no. Come on, Kazushine, let's go and see what he's up to. He's already outside. I do not think any non-mind has come as close to the Dragon Tower as I. Were you not with me, I fear I would soon be dust. And now, to go closer. Go! Oh, wow, you are... You are up there. Hey, Vidofnir. How you doing, girl? Well met, friend of your cell. Thou wished to speak with me? How perplexing. What compellest thee to bring a gnath before me? Click, click. Great dragon, merciful dragon, forgive my intrusion. It was I who asked Master for an audience. I am not of Gnath. I am an exile, cast away from the colony. I am Vath. The Vath have no appetite for hostilities near our home. We fear the dragons. I came to entreat, to beseech you for help. Boldly spoken, Vath. What wouldst thou ask of me? I, the Vath Deft Arm, only seek to secure clay from the sediment beds in your lands, to fortify our walls. Should our walls crumble, the One Mind will surely seize our colony for their own. They could beset your tower with ease. The Gnath of the One Mind are foes to us, just as they are to you, great dragon. Will you allow our humble colony to harvest the clay within your domain? The clay is of little use to us, but that as it may, I cannot yet grant thy requests. Words will not serve as proof. By thy deed shalt thou demonstrate that thou standeth apart from the swarm. Face our enemy. Slay the Gnath. Slay the Gnath, but thou art troubled by the thought? Do thou refuse? No. Click, click. Great dragon, I shall do as you ask. He is indeed unlike his kin. Yet how will he fare once confronted, or once forced to confront his fear? If thou art truly friend to him, thou wouldst do well to follow and observe. Assist him with this task, if thou must, but be warned. If he slayeth not a single Gnath, we will know. Oh, don't worry, I got him. How can I get out of here quickly? This way. I'll go over this. I'll go down. How you doing there, buddy? Click, click. Oh, this is not good. Not good at all. I cannot possibly fight the One Mind. What have I gotten myself into? An adventurer keeps his word. This is not about being an adventurer. You do not understand how it feels, Master. You are not Vath. This is not like the other requests. If I do not prove myself, the dragons will devour me. Click, click. Oh, I wish to be left alone. Leave me be. Alright. Well. Oh, okay, I've got to go to 2 locations to do this. It's not killing the 2 that spawn. Didn't mean to catch the spirit, but okay. Master, I... These whispers, all at once, 100 voices buzzing, buzzing. I cannot move. No. I am myself. I live for my purpose. Be gone! I deny you! Quiet. So quiet. Could it be? I did it. I subdued the one mind's power. I have conquered the foe. Well done, Deft Arm. Click, click. They will torment me no longer, I am sure of it, Master. My sense of self is strong enough to withstand them. The White Dragon is trusting of Master's word. Perhaps this is enough to allay her suspicions. Alright. Time to go and see Mummy Vadofne. Is that a statue or an actual... It's an actual dragon. I thought it was a statue. Hey, buddy. Great dragon, I have done as you asked. I have slain the One Mind. With my own musket, Master can testify to it. There is no need. From atop the tower did we bear witness to thy deed. Thou hast proven thyself, and thereby earned the right to harvest clay from our lands. Great dragon, the Vath are ever grateful. Should your kin be in need of our assistance, our guild shall come to your aid. Thine offer shall be remembered, Vath. We desire only peace, and any opportunity to strengthen our bonds would be welcome. Click, click. The Vath shall be careful when crossing the stone tower. We will mark ourselves properly and use a single path. This do we swear. Great dragon, I humbly take my leave of you. Your enemy and mine. Until we learn to discern between Gnath and Vath, we must needs take care before engaging trespassers. Mission success. No, not you. Uh-oh. He's not back. Nope. No, we are. Click, click. Storyteller. What news I have for you? I have secured beds of clay for the colony. I treated with the great white dragon of the stone tower. She gave us consent to take clay from their domain. All of the clay. You treated with the dragons? On your... Click, click. On your own? Ha! Did you hear that, Fleetfoot? We are parasites no more, and established relations with dragons beside. A deft arm, you have done it. Click, click. But how are you able to accomplish such a thing? Why would the great white dragon spare your life? Click, click. Master has met with the great white dragon before. She introduced me. She was fearsome, with enormous fangs and claws, but generous. Very generous. I completed her trial. I slew the Gnath, and their voices vanished. I no longer hear them. Is this true? Did you see him fell the Gnath? He did not succumb to the link? That is correct. This is auspicious news indeed. To become truly of the non-mind. And you were fortunate to have such a compassionate master with you. Without her gracious guidance, such a valiant mission could have turned into a tragic one. Click, click. I am overjoyed. Yes, overjoyed. We have much cause to celebrate. Nothing can stand in the way of... Uh-oh. Click, click. Deft arm. Click, click. Oh, clack, clack. Malignant flesh. Scourge of our body. Click, click. It cannot be. Clack, clack. You forget your place. You are ever bound to us. Ever bound to the Overmind. There are you all are naught but vessels to hold our volition. Click, click. Have you been using the deft arm this entire time? Clack, clack. Deformations. Heed these words. Your existence irritates us. We will suffer it no more. Once you were inconsequential. Anomalies. Sure to perish when abandoned to the wilds. Clack, clack. This we allowed, but you survived. You came together. You thrived at our expense. Corrupted flesh, sapping us of our strength. We are not without mercy. You will be granted one chance. Return to the colony. Rejoin. Repent. Refuse and be purged. Clack, clack. Consider your last decision as Vath. We will not wait much longer. Click, click. Curse the Overmind. Taking over my thoughts as he pleases. We will not obey. Click, click. He means to destroy us. We must not take his words lightly. There are not enough non-minds nor cannons to withstand a full invasion. Their numbers are too great. Click, click. Then we have no choice but to flee. Leave the colony behind. We have learned much from our guild. We can survive elsewhere. Click, click. Do what you will. But we are not leaving Loth Vast Vath. You cannot stay behind. You cannot mean to stay behind, Storyteller. To flee means to live. We will stay. We are the Storyteller. Our purpose is to tell our story. Without this sanctuary, there will be no new stories to tell. No storytellers to continue after us. Without Loth Vath, there will be no non-mind left to feel the joy of individuality as we have. The Overmind will make certain of that. If I abandon the colony, I abandon my true purpose. To help all Vath in need. Click, click. Forgive me, storyteller. I had forgotten who saved me. It would be shameful to ignore others who would share my same fates. Most shameful. All of us yet draw breath because of the colony. We have become too accustomed to our freedom to submit again to the Overmind. We too will stay and fight to protect our own. So we go to war. There is no other way. Click, click. No, there must be. I will find it. I must think. Ooh, they got dragon statues. Hell yeah. And the little chocobo chick. The Dragons of Annex Shrine have become clients of the Adventurers Guild. Furthermore, you're able to undertake 3 additional quests from the Vath Key Miners a reputation rank bonus. The bonus will be available until the next daily resets. Okay, yeah. Well, let's see what the stick peddler has. Got that. Oh, I can get a Gnathic lamp tree. That's better to be a play on Gothic. I like that. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what you got in the exchange. Still ventures, still there, that's fine. Okay, it was just the new thing. I'm gonna pick these up. I don't read these, so like, I'm not doing them on stream, so it's fine. So, I mean, I'll do these off stream, and I mean, I'll be able to raise up the reputation for them fairly quickly. I think it was 70 per. So it's 1320 divided into 70. So just over 18 quests. So if I divide that into 3. So a week's worth of questing. Hello, Dreamlink agencies. Hey! Welcome to the Cult of the Broken Masquerade. Thank you very much for the follow. I'm doing good, thank you. How are you doing? Hope you are having a fantastic Friday. Welcome to the cult. I was just working out how many days it would take me to become honored, fully honored with the Vath. Turns out it's 6 days, or just over. And having 6 here, that takes that down a day, so just over 5 days. So by this time next week, I could probably do the next quest. But I'm not doing any of these now. I'll do them in my own time. For now, I need to head to the fringes, right? So I can get my snack girls to the Peering Stones. No, seriously, I appreciate the follow. Very much. Thank you very much. We're one away from 666. The number of the beast. None of that gets anything, but, you know, it's an interesting number. Looks cool, man. Thank you. I'm not sure what looks cool, but I appreciate it. Anyway. Hey, Alpa. What do you have for me? It can be cruel sometimes. Alpa's list of quandaries grows ever longer. Oh, there you are, Ilya. We have the latest reports on Mother's molting. Jolmir, if you could be so kind. The brood mother's skin has become dry and slightly rough. She'll be shedding her skin before long. I'm not worried, though. Even if Mother were to arrive now, I think the Castellium would pass muster. The guest rooms have proven quite popular. Yes, but you're forgetting one thing. What about the poor sod who's taken ill? Your mother might find his moaning and groaning a bit off-putting. I was just about to mention that. An Almegan fellow on his way home from Gurindania stayed overnight, but he became down with something. We can't tell what caused it, but he's in a terrible state. At first, we thought the shortness of breath and flushed cheeks were just signs of fatigue. We normally give medicinal tea in cases like this, but that hasn't seemed to work. We'll have to try something else. Mazatia? Hark! Is that the sound of damsels in distress? Fear not. Your cries of despair will not go unanswered. For the future of none of the M tribe, Mazatia has arrived. Oh, what are you doing, Jolmir? Is this any way to treat your would-be savior? Savior? You can save me the trouble of trouncing you again by buggering off and never coming back. Ugh. Not quite the welcome I was expecting. Wait, is that you, Ilya? I'm amazed you're not dead yet. You're looking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And you're looking well too. You know, when I signed up to assist the gatekeepers, I didn't expect to see you here. You two have met before? Yes, I helped him out with the leader of his tribe and finding the history of his father. So, that's how you know each other. No, our bond goes beyond that of mere acquaintance. Why, we're like siblings. If you're siblings, it's clear to see which one got all the brains. Is he always this stupid? Why do we just nod? I think we can discuss my virtue some other times. Captain Alpa, am I to understand that a man has been struck down with a fever of some kind? If so, I may have useful information to impart. Go on then, tell us. This unfortunate soul is Lovestick. I'm absolutely certain of it. What? Jolmir, your violent outbursts notwithstanding, I must admit you possess a rather charming demeanour. Perhaps your convalescent has given Perhaps your convalescent guest has fallen for your feminine wiles and cannot bring himself to part from you. My feminine wiles? I'm a soldier, hardly the sorts that has secret admirers. You'd be surprised. Now, there's no need to be shy. If you ask me, you're the belle of the resistance. Mazet, what were you saying about our guest being lovesick? What kind of love makes you sick? The romantic kind, of course. A love that unites those destined to spend eternity together, awakening their true potential. There is nothing it cannot conquer. But don't take my word for it. I will demonstrate the power of love. Come to Pike Falls and bear witness to its splendor. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Mazat, what are you getting us into? Well, Hazat, what are you getting us into? Oh no. I have no idea what's going on, but there's one thing I'm certain of. He's the biggest idiot I've ever met. I've met a lot of idiots. Why are we here? Why are we here, Alpa? Remember these? That's right. They're grenades left behind by the Garleans. I want you to throw them at me like last time. Oh no. Stop this nonsense. You'll get yourself killed. Killed? I think not. I have the power of love on my side. Watch closely, everyone, especially you, Yolmir. Olamir. These explosions are like water bouncing off an elf's back. Nearly died the last time I tried this, but you needn't worry. I've definitely removed enough of the powder. Yes, there's no doubt about it. Ilya, I'm ready. Just keep flinging those grenades, even if I tell you to stop. Oh no. I don't think this is going to end well. I agree with you. I have no idea what's going on, but there's one thing I'm... Okay, yeah, no, your thing hasn't changed. Alright. Alright, Zeth, what you want? Hey! Yeah. Are we going to take out some of the powder? Perfectly fine. Let's try that again, Ilya. You're an idiot. Ja! This seems like quite a dangerous way to prove the power of love. Why don't you just write a poem or something? Yeah. That one was a full-size explosion as well. Ilya, stop for a moment. Well, no, you said don't stop. Bruh! No. I had so much to live for. You can't be dead. Hmm? He's not dead, is he? No. I cannot die here. Not today, not like this. The M tribe needs me. Hooray! He's alive. And it's all because of the power of love. Not sure who he loves, though. Did the power of love really protect you from being blown to pieces? Perhaps your feelings for me are genuine after all. Wait. No. You've got it all wrong. One day I'll be the nun, and I'll have to serve the needs of every eligible woman in the tribe. I cannot commit to just one girl. So that means the reason you survived has nothing to do with love? It must be something else. Well, even if you did have eyes for me, I'd poke them out with my spear. Ah, there you are, Alpa. Certain matter has come to light, and... Who's this? A lonely Tia doomed to a life of solitude. A misguided fools who attempt to impress Yolmir failed miserably. I mean, either one is pretty bad. I'm gonna go with the bottom one. That is entirely inaccurate. There's no need to be ashamed. You're not alone. My attempts to woo members of the fairer sex always end in disaster. I'll never find a wife at this rate. Gods be good. A man can reach your age and still be a bachelor? What's the betting he's only like 29 or something? In my line of work, I meet women from far and wide, but as soon as I try to talk to them, they run a mile. The same thing happens to me, except in my case, I think they find my exuberant nature a tad overwhelming. Come, friend, let us share our woes. Why do I get the feeling that was a complete waste of time? And we're not an ilm closer to helping our bedridden patron. Perhaps we should consult a proper surgeon? Now that you mention it, Zet's injuries might need some attention too, although he seems rather well considering. Forget about him. He'll be fine. He's got Gale's shoulder to cry on now. Let's go to the Reach and ask Aurelia. She'll know what to do. Oh, well, you two may want to go back to the barracks to have this discussion and not stand out here. To think that Gales is still single after all these years. What is the world coming to? I can't believe I found someone whose lack of romantic experience rivals my own. Hey, look. I've had a few long-time partners. It's fine. You'll find someone. Hell, I was almost married. Well, briefly engaged, let's put it that way. It was very, very brief. That is leaking. I think there's a hole in the... I think there's a gap in the seal. That's a shame. Yeah, wait, have I gone to the right place? I think I have. They said the Reach, right? Oh, you know, the other symbol would have been for the Omega questline. Sadly, Alpa counts as one of Aurelia's regulars. She's forever eating things she finds lying around, and then wondering why she gets a stomachache. Aurelia's medicine usually sorts her out, though. You've met Aurelia before, haven't you? Yes. Would I be correct in guessing this isn't a social call? I can't say for sure, but it sounds like he's fallen victim to pleurisy. The medicine he needs is fairly simple to make, but unfortunately my supply of lightning-capped mushrooms has been exhausted. I'll need you to gather some from the East End. Once I've got my things together, I'll go straight for Veldania. Understood. Yonomir, stay with Aurelia and keep her safe. No harm will come to Aurelia or expensive-looking medical supplies as long as she's with me. Well, the disease is not life-threatening. I'm sure the patient would prefer that we avoid any unnecessary dilly-dallying. Dreamlink, are you also a Final Fantasy... I mean, if you're still here, are you also a Final Fantasy XIV player? Alright, to the East End. Alright, oh, it's all the way over here. Okay, that's fine. Is this either the last quest, or we've got... Oh, Alpa. There are more pressing matters at hand, okay. Uh-oh. I also didn't notice that Kazushine's not with me anymore. I'm lucky you arrived when you did. I know I'm not much of a fighter, but I didn't expect to be beaten by those straggly looking beasties. Still, I managed to get the lightning caps. We better get these to Eorzea right away. Yep. Oh. Zets, you here? My, while Gales and I were exchanging sub-stories, it looks like you've been rather busy. Yeah? Where is Gales? Ah, there you are. I've handed the mushrooms over to Eorzea, who is brewing her concoction as we speak. All we can do now is wait. What's taking so long? What's taking Eorzea so long? I hope everything's alright. They'll be fine. Have a little faith, Alpa. Ah, here they come now. Yeah, you'll be pleased to hear that the treatment was a success. How do you feel? Ah, that medicine worked wonders! One moment I'm at death's door, and the next I'm right as rain, and nothing can stop me finishing the last leg of my journey now. Just don't overexert yourself, do you hear? It's still too early to say you fully recovered. If you get so much as a running nose, be sure to come and see me. Eorzea, we appreciate you coming all the way here. Ashana will arrange an escort back to the Reach. Well, I'd say that came to a satisfactory conclusion. No thanks to you. But I could have sworn he showed signs of being lovesick. Gasp! How did you know? Know what? That I'm in love. I've never beheld such grace, such elegance, such unfathomable beauty. Surely she is an incarnation of Menfina herself. That's very flattering, but you're embarrassing me. No, not you. She's talking about Aurelia. He's talking about Aurelia. My fever may be gone, but I yet yearn for your healing touch to ease my aching heart. Aurelia, my love, wait for me! Yep. I beg your pardon. Don't get downhearted. Plenty more fish in the sea and all that. I saw that coming. If you ask me, this love thing all seems rather silly. As far as I can tell, it leads to a lot of unnecessary bother. In just a short span of time, we've had a guest fall ill. I've been nearly eaten by carnivorous plants, and Mezet has been blown up and beaten several times. I'd say it's high time this place had its own infirmary. We should get it ready before Mother returns. Alright, so I've got another level of things. Ugh. Oh, well, no, there's the infirmary made. Castellium Veldania now has its own infirmary. New virus. Okay, yep. New quests. Call me Snake. And we have much to learn from the Strider's Surgeons. They can even treat afflictions that we Anata thought to be incurable. On the other hand, Anata medicine relies solely on local ingredients, so it's useful when there's no time to get supplies imported from other lands. We got ads incoming. Once again, I kind of care, but I also don't. Like, I'm not going to be showing these on stream, so anything that's happening here is fine. How much experience am I getting from these? 70,000. 3 lots of 70,000. Or 6 lots of 70,000 is not bad. It's over 350. Right. As if all of them are all the same. Yeah. And these will give 60. Ooh, theirs is okay. Well, theirs is, it's the same amount. I think that's gonna take me an extra day. It's gonna take me 22 quests. Oh, wait a minute, hang on. Did I screw that up? 70. Well, no, technically that's right. It's 18 quests. 370 is 210. So, which is just over 6 days. And 3 lots of 60s is 180. So this one will just take over just a week. But I got an extra set, so I can take off. But yeah, that's fine. It's roughly around the same amount of time. Right. What else can I do? Only 7 groups looking, so we're not going to find anything here, which is fine. I might end up just calling it there, then. We got a decent amount done. We got the next Alliance raid unlocked. We got advanced some of this stuff. Yeah, I think we really done a decent amount today. Oh, I did not mean to come to the Ruby Bazaar. You're still here. You've been here. You've been standing there for a while, mate. Don't worry. But now we've got the long quest lines all kind of sorted for the 24 man. That's fine. We can get that sorted. We might end up doing that on Monday. We've got that. There's obviously the 8-man content we could do. Or we'll just end up in Eureka. That seems just as likely. But who knows? Ugh. So, YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. But just know, the fact that you have watched all the way through the video means a lot to me. You're fantastic. I appreciate every single one of you. But yeah, this is a blind playthrough, though I didn't mention it at the beginning. But if you're going to leave a comment, please just note with your comment at the beginning with a spoiler, so I can use my discretion to read through it. Otherwise, every comment will receive something in kind. There are some links down below. There's the Lore Objects merch store. There's my throne list. They help me out a ton. So yeah, we'd love to see you here over on Twitch though as well. So there's a link to my channel. So definitely click that. Come drop a follow. We would love to see you here while we're live. But until next time, YouTube, may you stay safe in this broken masquerade.